Do you like how this super futuristic car looks? Do you have the feeling that it could lift off any minute now and perhaps take you on a round trip to the moon in an hour or so? Yet, the reality is that it can do pretty much the same thing that cars 100 years ago could. Drive you down the road from point A to point B. How about this fancy fan? It looks like it violates the laws of physics to create comfort in your living room. The way it looks could also be the design of a teleportation gate or some kind of laser gun that could defend humankind against aliens. But it's just a fan, which I think is a bit funny. But even funnier is that it actually performs worse than a normal fan in a lot of categories. For example, wind speed, which is ridiculous when you take into account that it is about 40 times more expensive than the cheaper versions. This is because it sacrifices function in order to look like it came from the future, and it is otherwise actually a high-quality product. Now, I know that we can't blame manufacturers for advertising their products and wanting them to look futuristic, but I think when we start seeing products like this that actually perform even worse than the old products in order to fool us into thinking that they have developed a new technology, it is high time for us to call this what it is: ridiculous. We need to start focusing on actual development instead of this make-believe future that we live in. Aren't you tired of toothbrush commercials promising that this toothbrush will change everything? Smartphone commercials that pretend to revolutionize the tech world by making the edge of the screen a bit rounder or a bit edgier. If you look around, you can see this fake future everywhere. Developing new technologies costs money. Selling old technologies in a new package earns money. This creates really bad incentives for manufacturers who prefer to keep their so-called economic growth, while in reality they aren't moving at all. If you take a look at the vision of sci-fi authors years ago, they thought we would have flying cars by now, and instead we have toothbrushes that save the world. If it wasn't for Elon Musk, we wouldn't have electric cars, and this is despite the fact the technology needed isn't actually new. Look at this amazing story about an electric car made more than 100 years ago.
This is a 1909 Baker Electric.
Where's the front end?
That's the great thing about it. It's a bit like driving a phone booth. I have to say, it's the only car I have that is 100% maintenance-free. These are popular as women's shopping cars, but this thing went 100 miles on a charge. At the turn of the century, there were 15,000 of them in New York City. You could drive. There were charging stations all over the city.
And away we go.
Why don't we focus on actually achieving the future we dream of? I think the answer is that we have become complacent. We have become too comfortable, and we need to recognise that and fight against it. We see those phony products that try to convince us that we are living in the future, and we enjoy them without a second thought. Take a look at this picture. People 100 years ago thought that we would be able to transfer knowledge pretty much the same way Neo learns Kung Fu in the Matrix. And in reality, we still use a blackboard and chalk. We need to start talking about actual change, and start criticising companies that try to sell us snake oil. We need a radical change in our education system. We need a system to help inventors and creative minds realise their ideas and not drown in bureaucracy. We need to start incentivising companies to make actual progress and create penalties for those who intentionally stifle innovation. Knowledge and innovation are the main reason why our civilization exists. We need to focus on improving them in order to actually achieve the future that we dream of. And we need to stop pretending. Thank you for watching, and if you want our message to reach others, give us a like and perhaps share this video with your friends. We are a small group of people working in normal jobs, investing our time and our own money because we want to create a new genre on YouTube where people gather to discuss ideas about a better future. This is why we appreciate every like, every comment and every subscriber. So share your thoughts with us in the comments below and join us for more future thoughts.